so excited and he told me to pray about it. But I totally had to do it. So the rest of the weekend I discerned, and shortly after that I said, okay, fine, whatever. I still think I should do it. After talking to him about it, he led me down a very long hallway to our assistant pastor's office. And we had a long conversation, mostly about the altar call. I didn't say much because it was mostly a conversation between John and Father Sam, just about altar calls in general. So it didn't involve me, but at the same time it involved me, but at the same time I didn't have to say much. My altar call got rescheduled multiple times, but finally the date was settled and I did the weekend of November 26th and 27th. What a way to end Thanksgiving break. One of the things that it involved was writing my own script, which John didn't give me an outline or tell me what to write, so I just had to take a stab at the dark and he would help me. So over Thanksgiving break, I had an altar call practice. I'm so thankful for all of the practice I got to do and the quality time that I had with John and Erica and just the whole experience in general. But it was weird because they were setting up the Advent wreath. So it wasn't just me, John, and Erica. There was a lot of other people there too. The music director was there, who I'm friends with. The assistant priest was there. The business manager was there. All people that I know and I'm cool with, but just I had a little bit more of an audience than I actually expected. After the altar call practice and running through what I would do out in the narthex about helping people get signed up for the app, I went back into the church to say bye to Jesus and also say bye to our music director. And when I went to go say bye to him, he said, "Ida, why are you scared?" We just legit did a 40-minute podcast in my office the other day. And I'm like, but that's different. It's just us hanging out, talking in your office. Just the audio, no visuals. But here we're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people looking at me in a church, even though it did feel weird. Like, it really did feel weird when I interviewed Mike, our music director, because we had to have a conversation mic'd when I'm used to having conversations with him unmiked. So before I knew it, Saturday evening rolled around, and when I was walking into the church, there was this guy that I didn't know, and he fell, and the ambulance had to come. So that was a way to start the night. I ended up having to sit in the very front row. I sat next to John and his wife, who I've met that night. But what I forgot when I signed up for the Saturday night mass and this weekend was that it was family mass because they were doing a tree lighting outside. So the church was packed, and it was packed with a lot of the kids and families and parents that I know because I work at the school. The 8th graders, they led the mass. So John was just like leaning over to me and say, "Don't read this fast, do this, do that," like comparing that so that he could help me with the altar call that I was about to do after communion. John was also getting a kick out of when the kids would go up for communion and they would walk past me and they all get so starstruck seeing me at mass, and then they like sometimes they like look at me like, and other times they like try to act like they don't see me, but they do, and then smile at me. After the announcements, the pastor introduced me, so I walked up to the altar and started, and after that I kind of blacked out or whatever because I had no idea what the priest said, and we waited until the final blessing, and then we went out to go pass out flyers in the narthex. The next morning, working out and journaling, I get a text from John basically saying, "Thanks for stepping up. It isn't easy, and you did it. Let's work on slowing down even more, then it will be perfect." He ended with my favorite compliment, one of my favorite compliments. "I'm proud of you." Between working out, like I said, and drinking my pre-workout, and journaling, and getting ready for mass, I didn't pay much attention, and I didn't read John's text and his phone call. My phone was on Do Not Disturb. So I walk into the church before the 9:30 mass, and John's standing in the narthex, and so here's me all hyped up, and I'm like, "Hey, John." And I went to go give him a handshake. And he pulled me aside and said, "We need to talk. Did you get my messages?" "I didn't read them. Why?"